Uh, Thank you again, Manish Bhardia and Manish Bansal, to be on our episode number 3. We've done 2 successful episodes already so far. And like Brian said, we are hoping to have 10 of these by end of the year. I'm going to do a quick introduction before I get into the agenda questions. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Fred Babaee. I'm a partner in chair at IAMCP. So I basically connect partners together. So sort of making a meaningful introduction so they can do business together. In addition to that, I own a business called B2B Sales Accelerator. I am a certified Gallup coach, and I provide go-to-market strategy training and coaching to small to medium-sized businesses. This came right after I sold my business successfully in PC manufacturing business. So I've been doing that for almost 10 years. Thank you again, and I would like for Manish Bansal to have a quick introduction. Then I hand it over to Manish Bhardia, and then we start the question. Go
Sounds
ahead,
good.
Manish.
Thanks, Fred, for getting us together, and thanks for all the work in the background. We really appreciate it. I'll go with a quick introduction. My name is Manish Bansal with Fifth Square. The founder and CEO of Fifth Square. Been leading our sales, business development, and also the delivery aspects to some extent. We are a data analytics partner, all things data. So anything to do with data warehousing, data lakes, Power BI, Tableau, and also corporate performance management experts. So CPM as in financial budgeting, forecasting, planning, and consolidations. So I'll pass it to Manish.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. Thanks, IAMCP. Manish, good to be here with you. So my name is Manish Bhardia, and I'm with a company called Aimey.ai. This is a product which we are doing for project management. So this is agentic-based AI, which is going to do work with project managers on the handling tasks and getting projects done. In addition, I do have another service company called Think AI Consulting. Many of you know about that. And the work on that is more focused on data, AI, and custom applications. Recently, we started to get into some government projects also.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. You know what? Both of you are in an amazing space, both on the data management side and the AI side. I know you and I, Manish, had an opportunity to review Aimey.ai, which was, I thought, amazing in terms of how you can put things together. Where, like, for example, in my meetings, where I have 5 different things happening, and you bring it all together, which makes it all easier for everyone. So a question I have for both of you is what brought you to IAMCP?
Okay, let me jump into that. And it's funny, I was working for Port of Los Angeles at that time, and it was in San Pedro, and one of my friend, Brendan Nieri, who is now actually with TPM, Justin's Legal, he said, Manish, we have a Microsoft channel partner meeting in LA downtown Microsoft office. That time, Microsoft was in LA downtown.
Uh-huh.
You should check this out. And fortunately, I was able to check that out. However, upon reaching, I realized I have been already working with a couple of them remotely, and I didn't know. In fact, Justin was there. I was taking some lessons on SharePoint through his company, Quick Start. So that was a connect. Somebody introduced me to IAMCP. I went there, liked the vibe because it was all about Microsoft and sales and partnering.
Yeah.
So I really like the vibe about the meeting. It was different than the technical meeting I have been visiting. So I like the vibe and kept going back and then joined as a member.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So for
And
me,
go
I
ahead.
think
Yeah.
for me, it was more like going back to maybe 2010, 2011, when I was with a company called Solver. I kind of learned about IMCP through our Microsoft contacts and started the relationship more as Solver initially. And then mm, realized that maybe at the time it was okay, good to know a lot of people, and I built those relationships and friendships, but it was not the target market for Solver. So I faded away for maybe 2 or 3 years from IMCP, and then when I started Fifth Square, got active again. And my reason to get active again was it was to be an entrepreneur coming out of a full-blown company. It was lonely. It was really just by myself. And I think at IMCP, I found all the friends that were just like in with a similar mindset, energy, very high energy, and uh, business talk, growth talk, sales, delivery, technology solutions. So that the discussions we were having, the camaraderie we were, I saw coming into IMCP was really what brought me back with full energy, and I've never left since then. So it's been almost 8, 9 years since I've been pretty active.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you both. One of the goals that I have as a partner in Chair, and I know Paul and Brian, we've talked to both of them, it's how do we get partners to do business together? And I understand you two have done business together. How did your partnership first come about? How did you sort of come to the first meetings and say, "Oh yeah, can you do this?" And Manish said, "Yes, I can," and then it became actually fruitful conversation.
Right. Maybe Manish, you may want to start because this was an opportunity that came your way that the first time we collaborated, maybe, or I could say this, that uh, the way it started was just first getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Manish and I connected right off the bat, and we had some great conversations. We always used to uh, be at the social events together. If there was a meeting in LA, Microsoft office, we would carpool together. So I think the first thing was building that relationship. And then during those carpools or other side chats, besides the actual attending the IMCP meeting, I think that was the key that we formed a relationship and there was a trust off the bat. That was the foundation, and rest
Yeah.
I'll let maybe Manish chime in
Yeah.
as to the opportunity that came your way.
Actually, credit does go to Manish here because what happened was uh, Manish already had some concept of let's form a mastermind group or a close knit group where instead of going as an individual business owner, if we can form a bigger entity in collaboration and reach out to more people and fetch more business. So we started talking on the concept that how we can work together as a bigger entity.
Yeah.
And there was Manish, if you remember, there was a talk with even Juan Rodriguez, right? And
Yeah.
we used to meet at the Microsoft office and like try to create a flyer together.
True.
And list all the services. So the concept was instead of one flyer sending to client, which has one company offering, can we send a flyer which has multiple offering all coming together? Uh, so that was the first kind of hurdle, I would say, we had in Microsoft Office in Irvine, and then a couple of other meeting at Starbucks. So we kind of knew the strength of Fifth Square, and Think
Yeah.
AI. So then what happened was Think AI got into one of the government contract bidding, and that's where
RFP. Yeah.
yes, we applied for one RFP, and we needed more help on solutioning that solution. So there was a business analysis piece and technical execution piece. So that's where we partnered with Fifth Career, won that RFP, and worked on a couple of other RFPs also. So
Sure.
that was
Yeah.
a good win to start. And then we all went to attend kickoff meeting also. And then I think it was pretty much Manish and his team leading the project.
Exactly. Well, this is great because this shows how important the communication is. And I say that all the time simply because when we meet during our sort of face-to-face meeting and the virtual meeting, is that let's talk about what opportunities out there that maybe some of our partner can help. You know, when I always used to tell my sales team, say always try to say yes to every project that comes into your place, simply because if we cannot do it, we get somebody else to come in and help us to get it done. And that's what creates the positive energy in regards to really not only get the project done, but also really helping to your revenue too, and continue to increase your revenue. My next question is, which Microsoft technology or solution played a key role in your collaboration?
I would not say it's Microsoft technology.
Maybe. Go ahead.
I would say
I would say Azure Data Warehouse and Power BI at the time. So that's what got it started.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, if the question is how the partnership came with what Microsoft technology, then it was in-person connect. But when we were working together, yes, the solution was more focused on the data warehouse,
Power BI.
Azure Power BI, Power BI and data warehouse.
Yeah, excellent. As and I've seen it a lot myself. There's always challenges in terms of these partnership and doing business together. What were some of the biggest challenges that you encountered while working together? If there was any.
Go ahead.
I could speak to some of that. I would say one of the challenge that we ran into was the scope creep and the original estimates. So that's always challenging. And this it came in as an RFP, but it was they needed a fixed fee bid, and we did do it as a fixed fee bid. But it was hard to control the scope, and that's where the partnership comes in play. Is like, hey, how did we handle that? We can't go back to the customer. We can do our best in terms of controlling the scope, which we did, but still there was still a scope creep, so which was unavoidable. The next thing came up as like, hey, how do we solve this as from a partnership standpoint? And we worked out a solution that just worked for both sides and ultimately for the customer. So it was more financial in nature, but at the end of the day, that's what scope creep would do, is put some more strain on the financials of the project and our margins. But we handled it pretty gracefully, I think.
Yeah, in addition, when we talk about two team, every team has a different culture and personal personality also need to work together. So it takes time. So it's not like, we got a project today and tomorrow we'll be up and running. We need to spend some time together, understand, how things work. And sometimes we have to spell things out, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Like scope creep is another one. It's understood scope should not be expanded without getting impact on quality and time, but happens all
Yeah,
the time. So it's good to talk on that. So there were, of course, challenges to make sure that we can work smooth as a team.
Yeah.
exactly. And you brought a good point, Manish Bhardia, simply because you're now working in not only your own culture, your own team culture, but also you are working with another culture from another team. So a communication between these two teams is extremely important to make sure that at the end of the day, the end results are delivered to the customer and the customer is
Mhm.
happy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were there any unexpected roadblocks, and how did you adapt?
I don't think so. Manish, anything?
Yeah, the roadblocks, there have been uh, a couple of different projects that we worked together, but the roadblock in this particular case that Manish and I are discussing were more uh, customer facing. I don't think it was between us as partners. Um, but all were like either like I just mentioned scope creep, and the way that was handled is to work collaboratively with the customer, going strong as one team, and making sure what was communicated initially versus what has been delivered, and where we are at right now. So it is I would say that it stays the same, as a roadblock also that I was talking about earlier. And yeah, I don't remember, Manish, if there was anything else besides that.
Yeah, nothing comes to my mind on the roadblock concept. Yeah.
You mentioned something, Manish Bansal, in regards to you were working on this RFP and there were some finances that needed to be sort of either edited, sort of redone. Was that a big roadblock? Did you have to go and redo the proposal because the scope of the project got bigger, or you basically had to go with the same? Uh,
We had to go with, we had to stick with the same. It was a government project, fixed fee bid, limited budget that they had. So we just had to stay with that. But what that did is, in terms of the partnership, it grew the partnership to a level that both Fifth Square and Think AI teams realized that, hey, we're willing to invest. And we're willing to invest because the goal here is not just to get more out of that project, but the flexibility it showed between the two teams, and kind of prepared it for the next set of collaborations. And of course, the goal here was to get bigger project within the same customer and other customers. So I think the partnership has since then grown a lot more strategically than just project basis.
exactly.
Yeah, and I would say, if I could add, when I say the partnership has grown strategically, is like, hey, we've shared notes, compared notes, and helped each other whenever the time, whenever needed, whether it be operations, delivery, sales, any of those aspects. It became a lot more strategic than just talking about a client and a project. It became now like, hey, how's your business going, and how's our business going, and let's help each other.
Excellent. Excellent. What are the most valuable lessons you learned from this partnership?
Yeah, I guess what I would say is that many times the focus is let's get project and make money, but there are a lot of intangible ways also partnership can be helpful. And just like Manish just mentioned about being strategic and helping each other on the areas other than just getting new business. Example is how to hire or hire help on day-to-day operation like a virtual assistant, how to do the tools setup within the company like collaboration tool or accounting tool or process improvement tools. And then in terms of India operation, because we do some work in India also, so how we can hire team, because culture here in US and India is also different. So we were sharing notes, and you know, all the small business face that issue of not having enough support within the company or outside also. So knowing that others are also finding similar issue or have found a solution has been a lot of intangible benefits, I would say, with the partnership. Yeah.
Yeah. And you brought a good point, Manish, also in terms of new businesses or new business. I remember we had to do a project with government, um, and we had to install surveillance for a huge base in South Carolina. And as soon as we finished, and of course, we made sure the project was done on time. Right after that, they came to us with another project saying, look, we need 20 different electrical gates done. And we've never done electrical gates installation in the past, but we found another partner who was able to do that. So that brought a new business to us and in terms we turned it into our partner who was able to do it. We made the government happy because they didn't have to go through many different avenue to get the process of getting codes. We were able to get it done for them and get it done for them on time. So again, when you deliver a good service, especially to a government entity, 100% you're going to get new business because they recommend you to others. And I've seen it myself. So the next question is, how has being a part of IMCP influenced your approach to partnership and business growth?
Well, I would say a big impact on the business, because when I started IMCP, attending IMCP meeting, I would say this was 2012, 13 years now. I was at like 50K or 100K annual revenue, and now we're at 3.5 million. So a lot credit goes to IMCP, because I was a developer, had not done sales marketing, but by being in the meeting room, I realized you need not be selling. You can just connect to people, and you could get referral from the people within the meeting room. So I believed on that, and initial couple of months I would just hang around and help president, like connect with whoever is there. And then I got one project from there. So then started. But the biggest lesson I learned from there is that within Microsoft, we get to know things through IMCP, how to work with Microsoft. Second, even on sales and marketing, you can do that just within the group also. And that's a good start. Otherwise, if we go out to find out all this information, it will take a lot of time, and could be a big failure also. Yeah.
Good point. Yes. Manish Bansal, anything on your side?
Yeah, I would say one of the things that um, that stands out distinctly is just for me personally is just the ecosystem, meaning I would say you're not alone. You have friends and partners who become family over time, and I think that's where, like as our for some of the former presidents, Eric Klaus and Eddie Bader would have said, is like you do business with people who you like.
Yeah.
So that I think is the biggest thing, and then that just grows if you come into IMCP thinking like, hey, I've been to one or two or five meetings and I've not gotten any business. Uh, yeah, that would probably be true. You won't get any business in like coming to IMCP meetings for just 5 or 10 meetings even. It just depends on what you give into it. If you come in with the idea of like building relationships, actually giving back, I think you'll get more back. And for us, that has proven to be true. Like I said, I came into IMCP looking for more. I like the idea of being away for one afternoon from my desk and to be with friends, and that basically grew into a lot more business since then. We've done partnerships not just with Think AI, Manish's company, but many other partners within IMCP community, um, locally and also nationwide.
Great. And congratulations, Manish Bhardia, on your revenue growth from 2012 to now. It's almost 30-fold. So that's huge in this business. Uh, what tangible outcome have resulted from your collaborations? Like revenue growth, new clients, innovation, expand in market research. What do you think?
The goal for the um, next chapter is really like any company, of course, revenue growth. But I think from a strategic standpoint, it's more focus on some industry verticals. That's one of the focus, and also productize some of the solution offerings. So that's really in line with Microsoft's vision of agentic AI and the app stores and such. So that's the direction that we're headed.
Yeah, that's great. And you mentioned too, Manish, the project came to you guys. It was, I believe you mentioned Azure and data management, where you
Or
put
BI.
put you two together. Uh, has that been something that made you think that, well, maybe I should concentrate more on this side of the business than anything else? Or has that been your sort of service offering anyway, and that when it came to your desk, you said, "Oh, perfect, I can do this."
Yeah, I think that's a very important point you bring up. Interesting aspect of this partnership is both Think AI and Flip Square are data and AI partners. So we do
Mhm.
pretty much similar things, experts
Yeah,
in exactly the same areas. So
yeah,
one may think that, hey, we are competitors, which fortunately we never thought of ourselves. Manish and I have met and talked and done work together for a long time. I think it's important to understand, and what we realize, it's never there's so much business to go around. There is no time to be competitors in this market. It's actually more to be collaborating, and that's exactly what we did. Is Manish when he got that RFP, he reached out, is like, "Hey, are you interested?" And we looked at it as like that was our area of expertise. Is like absolutely. And similarly, we have done business otherwise as well. Like we brought Manish and his partner Dave into certain opportunities where we thought they are a better fit for to bring in that expertise. So I think overall, um, the relationship has grown because of not considering ourselves competitors, but more complementary to each other's.
yeah. I would say that not addition to our service portfolio. It was more on doubling down our strength on the things were already doing, which is data and data related solution.
Yeah, and I love the mentality in terms of we are not competitors, but we are a partner where we can actually deliver the best solution to our customers,
Mhm.
where there are things that you're not able to do, but Manish Bhardia can do, Manish cannot do, you're able to do. Therefore, you deliver that excellent results to your customers.
Right.
You
Right.
know, there is always I know this being in this business for almost 35 years is that there's always a surprising moment. There's always you take over the project, suddenly there is a surprise. Have there been any surprising or surprising benefits moments along the way you guys have done business together? Any sort of surprising aha in terms of your partnership together?
I would say in terms of offerings, of course, we consider Fifth Square as a data and AI partner, but you during the talk you will find out, oh, they are also doing the Salesforce or some other kind of services, while our focus is also Microsoft only. So that has been always good to know that, hey, I've been searching for this particular partner resource, and then they do that. And that all came through Live Tiles, because I was posting on Live Tiles, which is a IMCP wide portal, and got to know that I'm looking around all over the US about the partner, and then there are a few things which Fifth Square started to do. So that's what are the surprises, I would say.
Yeah. And how about you, Bansal?
Yeah, I think, like Manish said, you're always learning about each other as you go along. So there's a lot of things. One thing I've learned more at a personal level is how to best manage your calendar, and that was from Manish. Is like get it booked. He's a productivity champion, so I would say that was pretty good learning, in a way, a surprise, to say, hey, this is very cool.
Excellent. Thank you both. How has the experience shaped how you approach future IMCP partnerships?
Very interesting question. So for us, it would mean um, strategic partnerships would mean more to us than just any partnership and say, hey, here's another opportunity, or just one deal that maybe we can collaborate. And maybe there's some of that would start like that. It has to start there. But a strategic partnership would go a long way, wherein there is some uh, relationship, but more importantly, a solution that would help the customers. So, for example, we work a lot with many of our ERP partners within the Microsoft and IMCP ecosystem, and that's a very, very rewarding relationship, um, per se. So I would say that's the future direction that we're taking.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we are learning. I mean, not only IMCP, we are part of other group also. Another group we are part of, like, which is a startup group. So we keep sharing notes on how we can do better on the partnership. So of course, we are trying to go more on the partnerships thing, but taking the lesson from IMCP success, I've been able to join other groups and confirm that we are good on partnership. We
Yeah.
know the rules, we know how to make it work, even though this may be a competitive scenario. So two areas I'm going into, there is a group called Provisors, so there are some consultants there. And also um, in government. In government, there are some competitors who are doing similar work. So I'm starting to go after them and form partnership, because we also got into some government contracts. So I'm like, if I can do in IMCP, then let's repeat that other area also. So that has been the, what do you say, uh, the mindset that we have done in IMCP successfully. Let's repeat it other places.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you again. What sort of advice would you give to IMCP members looking to build a successful partnership? Like I mentioned earlier, we when we get together, I think the important thing is let's talk about, is there an opportunity that we can do things together? Is there an opportunity that we can work together? What sort of advice would you give to have a build this successful partnership?
Uh, I think I would say spending time together is the most important thing anybody can do. And the challenge is make sure that put this as a priority item and that means it's a priority to have lunch and coffee and then talk, and then the actual partnership will happen. I mean, sometime, of course, there is a need, and then you can fulfill the need is the better way to start. But spending time is the best advice I can give.
Yeah, and I would agree on that. Double down on if you have an active lead or opportunity in hand, it's a one thing, but usually that's not how the partnerships get built. I think it starts with the relationship, and that's what I would double down on.
Yeah.
Perfect. I have two more questions and we'll be done. I know you guys are busy, have a lot of work and things to do. But next question I have is, or and I always ask when I go to meetings and things like that, are there any existing opportunities for collaboration for you two on the horizon?
Yeah, actually, we just started talking about that the other day. It's like, hey, some time has passed, and we basically were revisiting the growth for with each other, and there are actually, especially with the advent of AI, there are a lot more opportunities that have opened up for us to collaborate even more strategically. So there is never going to be enough time within our size of companies to do everything ourselves. And hence, with AI, I think there's a lot more collaboration opportunity that is opened up because it is almost a wrapper around a lot of things, right? It's with AI. So that's what Manish and I were discussing is an exciting area for us to collaborate on. And of course, Manish's team is already doing quite a bit with Aimey.ai and stuff. So that's what we're excited about.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would say, as I mentioned, RFP related the area we are focusing. So we are hoping that there can be more data related work, AI related work with the projects we got into, which is like LAUSD. We got into that. So hopefully there is that. So more government related work. And then second is about Aimey, which is going to be providing the agent for agent helping on the project management. So the idea is, can we use it internally for our team and get familiar with it, and then maybe expand the services to our clients? So looking forward in these two areas.
And you brought a really good point, Manish, too, in terms of AI. I actually had a conversation with someone earlier today that they built this AI platform, and I think you'd be very interested to hear that too, Manish, is that this platform creates grading points for team members inside an organization, meaning that it really builds. I remember we used to have meetings on a weekly basis just to talk about revenue, sales, how everybody's working together. Now this has created an automatic sort of AI where it grades the team members as far as how they communicate with each other. I thought that was really interesting.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last question I have, what would you say to businesses considering or renewing IAMCP membership?
I would
Well,
say,
to me, renewing membership is not even a question. It's just like an auto pay. So it's like for I don't know exactly how much are we paying for the MCP membership. Last I recall was 250, I think, per year.
250.
Yeah, it's really
250 is
expensive.
correct. Yeah.
And to that is probably equivalent to 1 hour of consulting work for a senior person that you would either charge to a customer or you'll pay to a senior consultant if you're seeking services. Question would be, is that 1 hour of consulting worth the entire year of IMCP that could not only set you on the stage, so even if it does not bring you any business in year one, I can guarantee it will in year two, year three on for sure. But more than that, it will bring a lot of those the camaraderie and the friendship and the support system that you look as whether you are the business owner or heading up sales or business development or whatever you're heading up within your organization, you're always going to be benefiting from the relationships here. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I never asked that question since ever I joined.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that IAMCP members know a lot on the Microsoft ecosystem, and that is one focus area. Copilot and Microsoft is doing strong push on the AI. So get to know all that. You do need to be in IAMCP, and then within IAMCP also there.
Manish, you went on mute.
Okay, press the space bar. Okay, so within IAMCP also there is a big group of smart businessmen, and then there is a big collaboration opportunity. So time is the only limitation you will have. So no brainer, I would say, anybody reconsidering renewing membership.
And to add on to that too, I can promise that anyone who joins, 100%, they will be doing business with other partners. If it's not year one, or if it's not month one, it could be in a second or third month, or eventually they will definitely do a business together. But at the same time, it's all about getting to know somebody else. When you come to these meetings, to these events, you get to know someone that you have never met before. And this creates such a great sort of atmosphere and energy between the partners where they can think about you when they have an opportunity that exists in the future where you can do business together.
Yeah.
So highly recommend it. It's done great for me, and I'm sure it's done great for all of us here in terms of this membership. Well, this concludes our episode number 3. Thank you both, Manish's, and to be here. Appreciate that, and looking forward to definitely see you guys at the next event. And good luck with everything you do in terms of
Thank you very
business.
much, Fred, for organizing this, and thanks for the chat. We enjoyed it, and look forward to more.
Yeah, thanks,
Absolutely.
Fred and Brian, for organizing this. Thank you. IAMCP
You're
SoCal.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.